Hello, welcome to 3D Drawing for your Model Railway. Today's episode we're going to continue working on with the long welded rail train and the intermediate wagons. I'm going to move up into drawing the bank supports for the rails when they're loaded. Now these can be set up in multiple different ways. Normally when the wagon's running unloaded, these banks will all be in this open position, and when they're loaded they would be in the closed position. But I do have photographs where unloaded ones are enclosed, where they're going across the wagon, and I've also obviously got those all stored. We can go through and look at those as we go through the episode. The way I'm going to try and draw this is so that we can move this part into either the open or the closed, depending on which version you'd like to have. And it'd be nice to obviously have a mix of both open and closed, so that the wagons don't all look identical once you've got them in the rake. So the first thing we're going to do is obviously look at some of these pictures. We've got some of them that have got really good dimension photographs, others I've just got pieces of paper with the dimensions wrote on it. And this photograph here, what we're looking at is the side of the unit, so we're looking at this edge along here. And we can see from that from the bottom of the rail to the inside is about 6.5 inches. So because it's mainly mirrored, we're only going to draw this once. When I come into Fusion, mirror and use mirror and copies for most of them. So the first thing I'm going to do is create an offset plane. I'm going to come down onto the side of the rail, and if we rotate that to the top so we can see where it is, it's here. Okay, and we're going to bring that across. So we want that to be 6.5 inches. So we can change that to 6.5 inches divided by 1.8. Okay, and then we've got your 1.12. Okay, so we've got this offset plane drawn on there. The next thing we're going to do before we start drawing is create a separate component. So again, working at the top here, do a new component, and I'm going to name this as intermediate banks. Click on OK. So we've got this separate component we're working on. Now we're going to draw on that face. So create a sketch onto that plane, and if we turn the canvas on, we can see that it's already in this position. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to project on the floor onto that plane, so we've got something to snap to there. Okay, then we're going to do a rectangle. I'm going to start with that, and it'll come down and it'll automatically snap to that floor we've just projected on there. Now again, dimensions I've not stuck in there. I'm going to do those separately. So this part is 23 inches, and I've only got this on dimensions, there's no photograph unfortunately. So we can stick that on there, that's the dimension there. And the height I think is on one of the photographs, so just find that. Actually it's that one there. So total height there is 107.5 millimeters. That's the easiest one to go to because this is sticking out. So we'll go for 107.5. Millimeters. So if you do that, that's 1075 divided by 1.8. Okay, and you can see how the height doesn't match the diagram, but it's sort of a similar height to these, which would make sense. Okay, so we've got that. Obviously that's in that position. We're going to defend the dimension this end to the end of the wagon. So it's up to you where you pick. Let's pick the end of the buffer there so that it's, no, let's not do that because the buffer might change later. We'll go from there, zoom right in, and I'm going to pick this point there. Try again. There to there. Okay, and we'll go, just to make it easy, 37 mil. Okay, so that's now defined. The next thing you've got to be careful of and be aware of when we go to do mirrors and copies is you'll notice that the two sides are different. They're sort of they're not mirror images of each other, they're rotated images. So this diagonal part is on the opposite side of this one, which isn't a problem because we'll just do a copy rather than a mirror once we go to draw to split this to the other side. So we've got this diagonal piece to add on. You can see it's on the diagram there, which is fine. So again, we'll use a line tool for that. Select the point, come down, and then snap down to the bottom edge, like that. And then if I look at the pictures, these ones here, we have some of the measurements there for it. So let's have a quick look where we're going to start. Let's start with this one. Nope. So from this point down, we're looking at 305, maybe 304. So 34 millimeters. Sorry, 34 centimeters. That's 34 centimeters divided by 148. Okay, so that's changed the angle, which is fine because once we change the height, that angle will change there. Look again. Actually, it's really difficult to tell on that. It might be 34, 35. Can't you see? The height is, I'm going to go 62 centimeters. Actually look really high. I don't know if that's just going to be correct. I do have it as 20, a measurement by somebody else, by Paul, as 20.5 inches. That's 419, so let's try that again. So 20.5 inches by 148, massively different. Definitely not 20, is it? So I'm going to go with the photograph. I'm going to go for 4.19. The angle, I haven't really got the angle. But I do have a measurement that's 9 3/4 inches along here. So we go from there to there and make that 9.75 inches divided by 148. That snaps that all correct. Okay, good. Okay, so now we need to work out the width to extrude this to. So it's a total of 11 inches across the base, but obviously it's shrunk in slightly. So what we can do is select these two profiles, extrude them in. So it's 11 inches. Double check that. Yep. We're doing that as a new body. Okay, then what we can do is so we need to extrude that in. This is different on both sides looking at this because that's a different arc to this one. So it's 3 inches on this side and 2 on this side. So select that. Okay, what I'm going to do now is going to draw a rectangle at the bottom because I want the base to be some thickness. Draw a sketch on here, slice through to it. I'm just going to draw like that, make a height of 0.3 millimeters, and then I'm going to extrude that face inwards. So it's going to be minus 3 inches divided by 8. And then if we create a sketch on the inside face, get the canvas off, slice through to that, create a rectangle at the bottom again. Extrude that face in. I'm going to extrude this catch up laptop. Extrude. Where's my okay, you not pick the profile, that's the issue. Okay. So select that profile, there we go. So minus 2 inches divided by 1.8. Okay, so we've got that profile then drawn. Good. And if we look at the photos, you can see that it is extruded on the inside as well. So if we select, check something first. Select inside, draw a sketch on that, and that inside profile, and then we'll do offset, and we'll select, cancel that, try again, offset, turn the chain selection off to top, work our way around, leaving the bottom, do minus 0.3 millimeters, and then we can extrude that minus 0.2. Do the same on the other side. Make sure chain selection's off again, select those faces. Minus 0.3. And minus 0.2 extrusion. So the next thing I'm going to do is create the curves on this inside. So I'm going to create a sketch on the side face. Let's just slice through to that. And I'm going to use fillet. I'm going to have to project on that face, which is fine, and then we'll use the fillet tool. Nope, not going to like it, so we'll have to do line. So we'll do that to there, and line upwards. And then we'll try the fillet again. So between those two lines, that's it. You could probably do an arc on this as well. So 0.5 on there. And if we do the same on the other side, just do that to there, upwards, fillet between the two, and then we'll do 0.35 on that. And we can extrude those, so select both those profiles, extrude to the inside edge here, make sure it's a join. And what we can also do to cheat is reconstruct a mid-plane between that face and the end and that face on the end. We can then do mirror features, picking that extrusion, mirror plane down the middle, and fix them on the end, kill that to up, and then we've got a curve on both ends. Turn that construction plane off. So looking at this, I'm really not happy with how this looks. I don't think that measurement's correct. I think what's happened here, that tape measure's been run down the side and continued down all the way across this angle, and I don't think that looks, definitely doesn't look right. When you look at that photo, that's much lower down. So I'm going to come back into the Fusion, we're going to just edit that sketch. I think if we get rid of that measurement there, I think the height from there to there, looking at the sketches I've been given, that should be 20.5 inches. I think that looks better. I'm going to change that to that. So this is 3.52 from that point to that point. So the next thing we're going to work on is these three locking pins and the holes beneath them. So jumping into Fusion, we're creating a sketch on the inside face here. And what I'm going to do first of all is create a midpoint line that goes down using a construction line. So find the midpoint along this top edge. I'm just going to draw that all the way down to the base of that unit. And looking at the photo here, we've got 9, probably 10 mil, because that's probably level with the bottom there. So we've got 10 mil, 100 mil, 10 centimeters tall, and it's square as well. So if we create a rectangle on the base here, I'm not going to snap it to the line to start with. I'm going to change that from construction line to a normal one. Give it a dimension of 10 mil, 10 centimeters divided by 4/8. Do equals that with that, and then we'll constrain midpoint to that line. Actually, don't want to do that because that'll affect the height to start with. Let's slice through to it. So the first one, which isn't that one, it's either of those two, that one. So it's 39 centimeters. So 300 390 millimeters up. So from the base to the bottom of that, 390 by 1.8. Let's have a quick look at that with that light. To me, it looks like it should be halfway up here. That could be because that's not a stick, so let's reduce that down. Take 20 more, so we'll have a look in a minute, we'll come back to that, and then we can midpoint that line to that one, and it won't go. Okay, so you won't do that then. Let's just have a quick measurement from there to the line, 0.33. 0.34 is close enough. Okay, let's extrude that out. So I'm going to go 0.2 outwards. There's no picture that shows the diameter of this, but looking at that, we've got 15 mil or so from top and bottom. So if we create a sketch on a front surface, we just use a circle, find the midpoints. I'm going to go for 0.5 millimeter diameter, and then we're going to extrude that 40 mil. And then we've got a pin that comes out. You don't want to go crazy with the detail here because supporting this was going to be a bit of a nightmare. So 0.25 millimeters. I'm going to bring it up by 0.4. The other thing to note is this doesn't look the same. This just looks like a little handle or a knob on the end, whereas this one looks like it's got an eyelet. So I think there's different designs, and I believe what happens is you just pull that out to lock or unlock the centre arms. Just for ease, I think I'm going to create I don't actually know. Yeah, I think I'll just create a little knob just to make it easier. Again, creating a circle there, make it a bit bigger, so 0.4. Set those profiles, extrude by 0.2. Let's go 0.3, and then what we'll do is we'll fillet the two surfaces. So I'm filleting that 0.18 to make it sort of round. And then if we look on the picture again, we've got 4 bolts that sit on there. So what we can do is, first of all, I'm going to create the mid-plane between the two ends, and then do another mid-plane between the top and the bottom. sketch on that inside surface, and I'm going to use polygons, circumscribe polygon, and then just drag something out like that. The diameter to there, 0.15. Nope, that's too far. 0.1, and the same to the top surface. 0.1. So we've got 0.6 mil. 0.06 mil on the size of each leg there, and then extrude that 0.15, I think. That's probably too far. 0.075. That's about it. Okay, and then what we can do is mirror that feature across that mirror plane there, and then we can mirror and extrusion across that mirror plane. We've got the bolts in all four corners there now, and we turn those planes off. And the next thing we're going to do is the little cutout that goes underneath it. So again, drawing on that inside plane, I'm going to create that construction line that goes down the middle again. Escape from that, then we can draw the cutout. So, draw in a normal rectangle like that. Midpoint. We want to midpoint to that line, aren't we? But let's go from that end to the line, 0.5 millimeters, and the same on this side. Height, so I reckon it's about 40 mil. And then it's rounded off on the corners in here. This is going to throw up an error now because it won't have the two corners to do the constraint to. And what we're going to do is we're going to coincidence that line, that corner. It didn't do that fit on the corner, so let's just jump in there again, do that. So 0.1 millimeter radius. Extrude that all the way through the other side. That's a cut. Okay, and then we've got 3 of these, so we can do pattern, features, and we've got to select all of these slots. Vertically. I'm going to go up 3.3 millimeters when I do these. Looks okay to me. One thing I have left off and done it deliberately is this little flap here. again, it depends on what photo that flap is in the upright position here. I think it's just as they get older they don't breathe too well, but because it'd be hanging down, creating islands, I'm just going to leave it off because again it'd be an absolute nightmare to support. These are going to be hard enough as it is because you'll have to support the bottom of each of these depending on the angles you print it at. But I think I'm going to leave the episode at this point here. There's some more stuff to do on the detailing part, and obviously we've got a mirror and the bits that go across as well. But I think we're up to about half hour or so here, so we'll leave it at that and we'll come back on the next episode and work through this. So thanks for watching.